freedom mean to you? Someone recently asked me that very question. The right to choose and do what you want without interference, I said. I suppose it's basically how our founding fathers saw it. I look at all of the freedoms we have, like the freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and the right to bear arms. And I'm glad I was born in America. But what I don't understand is why some living and succeeding under our free enterprise system try so hard to change it. What's wrong with the system we have? Why do government officials try to take away our freedoms with dishonest laws like the Fairness Doctrine? Why do they try to control and manipulate people with schemes like global warming? Why have they taken control over private business, like the automotive, banking, and healthcare industry? I thought the government was supposed to protect the people, not control them. What if our government promoted personal success, opportunity, and prosperity for everyone? What if they saw life as a gift, a miracle, and something to be cherished? What if our government actually helped the farmer, the small business owner, and the entrepreneur, instead of discouraging them with high taxes and regulations? I would think a great accomplishment as a government leader would be to have a country where the people were encouraged to be independent. An independent thinker, an independent doer, and successful at the thing you love the most without interference. That way, people would have pride and self-worth and could create their own prosperity. Think about it. It was the power of this independent thought that brought us the radio and the television, the automobile and the airplane, the first computer and the polio vaccine. These and more life-changing achievements were created in a free society. It was the determination of independent Americans who enjoyed a nation where ideas had no bounds. A nation where you were rewarded for your efforts, not your intentions. A nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. In a 1964 address to the Republican National Convention, Ronald Reagan had this to say about our freedom, quote, "History will record with the greatest of astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening." He went on to say, "We have a rendezvous with destiny. I believe that moment of destiny has come. We are gathered here today as freedom-loving Americans. We are here so freedom can have a voice, and so that voice will never die." I'm reminded of the words of King David as a little shepherd boy when the armies of Israel were paralyzed in fear of Goliath. He said, "Is there not a cause?" I understand there was a price paid for our freedom, and there will always be a price to maintain it. It's now time to pay that price for your generation, for my generation, to save the founding principles of this great nation. For if we fail, there is no place to escape. If we don't take a stand now, then when? If not here, then where? America is the last bastion of freedom left. Thomas Jefferson once said, "A government big enough to give you everything you want is strong enough to take everything you have." So I ask you, is there not a cause? To paraphrase the writings of the late Robert Collier, we must have the faith of Columbus crossing an unknown sea to give the world a new hemisphere. We must have the resolve of Washington defeated, discredited, and yet holding steadfast to give Americans a new liberty. And I can't help to add, We must have the determination of Lincoln, who showed us that greatness is often found in the darkest hour. But by far, my favorite quote of all, and I will end with this, comes from Pastor John Hagee in San Antonio, Texas. We must use our freedoms to defend our freedoms, or we will lose our freedoms. My name is Sarah Warmack, and I approve this message. Thank you.